What's going on, guys? Get123 here with more Grand Theft Auto 5, and today I'm going to be giving you my breakdown of the new official online heist trailer for the GTA Online Heists, and I'm just going to point out things that stood out to me, things you might have missed, and just, cool things like that in general. So, without any further ado, why don't we get right into it? So the first thing I noticed is that this SWAT team is getting out of this vehicle in a way that they really have never done before. They're storming the building. They pull up, they run out, and they're jumping out of the back. Previously, in free mode, that doesn't really happen. So will this be something that they start doing a little bit more like in free mode, or will this be exclusive to heists? I guess we'll have to find out. So up next, we have a really funny piece of dialogue from Lester himself, which is kind of like a message from Rockstar. Listen here.
I know you've been complaining, but you weren't ready.
So that is pretty funny. He says, I know you've been complaining, but you weren't ready. That is obviously a message from Rockstar. That is not coincidence. We've all been complaining, and they claim that we simply weren't ready. So what? This was our fault all along? We were the ones who weren't ready? I don't know. But anyways, I just thought that was hilarious. Moving on. So here we are storming a yacht, but this next scene is really juicy, so we're gonna pause here. Take a look at this right here. We've got a lot going on. In the sky here, you've got like an Apache helicopter flying towards these cars over here, but what I really want you to pay attention to is that vehicle on the right side. From here, I know we're pretty far away, but from here, that looks to be an APC tank, or at least something of the sort. If you think back to the days of GTA 4, the APC tank that was in that game, this looks extremely similar, same shape, about the same size, so I don't know what else it could be. It looks like an APC tank, unless it's just some sort of other armored vehicle, but I'm thinking it is an APC, and then the other three vehicles in the shot look to be two black Merryweather Jeeps, and then that one army truck, so I think that's what they are, but we've got one more shot of the APC here. Take a look at this. I know it's a little hard to see, it's kind of obstructed by the woman shooting the bazooka, but you can see that right there, it is an armored vehicle once again. I mean, it looks like it even has a gun mounted on top, looks like it's got some roll bars and stuff going on, but it doesn't look like a normal armored vehicle. It looks like something more than that, and definitely something new to the game, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'm definitely excited, but let's move on here. So in this next scene here, we can see one of the new masks that we will be getting. It's kind of interesting looking. It's got kind of like makeup, like blush on the cheeks, and kind of a weird expression on the face, but it's definitely really cool and really unique. It looks like it's kind of more inspired by theater and drama and stuff like that, so I really like that one. And then in this shot here, we have got what looks to be like some sort of super drill, something extremely high powered with a giant drill bit on it, obviously to drill into those vaults where the money's probably stashed. So I assume that you're going to be controlling that. It'll probably put you in like first person mode where you've got to line it up or something like that and then do the drilling yourself. That's probably going to be pretty cool. And here we get to see the logo for the heists. Oh, so beautiful. But in this next scene, take a look at this. This appears to be one of the new DLC cars that are going to be added with the Heist DLC. So from what I can see here, this looks to be a sports car. It's nothing too exotic, too over the top. So I assume this is going to be like a middle of the line price range. A lot of people are probably going to be able to afford this because, like I said, it doesn't look too crazy, but it's got a nice matte paint job on it. It's got those tinted windows, and it looks like it's just themed towards heists in the fact that it looks almost like a more armored heavy-duty vehicle in the, they didn't give it a real flashy paint job. It looks industrial and heavy-duty, so that's pretty cool. So in this shot here, we see something that's kind of interesting. We can see our regular cargo bob, but this time it is carrying a super heavy-duty magnet that is able to lift a car off the ground and carry it. So while this does look really cool and epic, it's actually still just playing the exact same role as the regular hook. I mean, with the hook, you're picking up anything from a small sports car to the dump truck, so they're essentially doing the same thing, unless they're going to add some sort of additional functionality to the magnet, but for now it looks like it does the exact same thing as the hook, so for that reason, I don't know if we're going to see this in free roam, being that it's pretty much the same thing with just a different look to it. So here we get a glimpse of the planning board and also a nice water shot, but I want to pause here. This looks to be part of the prison break heist where you've got to get your friend off the prison bus and save him and basically intercept the bus before he gets there, from what I understand. But taking a look on your left there, I think that's a new mask. It looks kind of like, I don't know, it's pretty gnarly looking. It's basically a face with a whole bunch of cuts and stitches across it, and it looks pretty neat. But moving on to this next shot here, this is even cooler. We have some dudes from GTA Online in police uniforms. My first time watching this through, I just thought that those were regular cops, but upon a second watching, I mean, clearly the guy on the left, full of all those tattoos and everything and that haircut, he is clearly not just a regular cop. This is probably for part of a heist where you're gonna have to, sneak in the police station dressed as a cop and, do something with that. So moving on here, we get a few glimpses of the things that we've been hearing about, but nothing that I particularly want to stop on until they show this. This is another shot of the APC, and this time the hatch is open. You've got a gunner shooting out of the top of it, so you've got a mounted machine gun. That is really epic, and on top of that, this thing's probably really heavy, armored, and it can probably pretty much take out anything in its way. Just like we did in the days of GTA 4, that APC tank was epic. If this is anything like that one was, then this is definitely going to be a lot of fun. So up next, we actually get a better shot of these vehicles, and something I should point out is the fact that these vehicles are not the same. They're actually different. So here's the first one, and you can actually see that it kind of looks almost like a super armored Merryweather Jeep. There's really no weapons attached to it from what I can see, but it is clearly heavily armored. And then when we shift our focus to the second one, you can see that this thing is clearly very different than the front one. I mean, it's an entirely different shape. It looks like it has even more armor, and more importantly, it's got a hatch on top with a machine gun sticking out of the top, like we already said. So as we can see, there are actually two different types of APC tankish vehicles. So this next part here is once again very juicy. Oh my gosh, take a look at this. Okay, we have an aircraft carrier. So as I keep saying, it's hard to say whether or not this is going to be a Heist exclusive or if these are going to start spawning out in the water in free roam. I assume it's probably going to be Heist exclusive, but I kind of hope that I'm wrong. Moving on, take a look at this. That plane just lifted up vertically. Do you know what that means? It just lifted straight up off the ground. That means that that is the Hydra in GTA 5. It is finally here after all the speculation and rumors, and it is finally being added with the Heist update. So that is definitely one of the most epic parts of this entire trailer. So then the final thing that I want to point out to you guys is this scene right here. This appears to be a flare shot from a flare gun, so it looks like these are also going to be added to GTA Online with the Heist update. Once again, will it be in free mode? I don't really know, but it will definitely be in the Heist missions. So guys, that pretty much wraps up everything that stood out to me. If there's anything that you think I missed, tell me in the comments below. If there's anything that you saw that I didn't mention, or if you just want to elaborate on something I said, please tell me down below in the comments. I will be reading them. And that about wraps it up, guys. Please stay tuned for more videos in the future. I will see you next time.